You know who's turning out to not be who we thought they were?
Tell them
Dallas Cowboys.
every year.
Dallas Cowboys, man. At least like previously in previous years, we were all like, oh, this is at least a playoff team. Like they might be a first round exit, but they're gonna be one of the best teams, at least in the regular season. But that just hasn't been the case so far this year. And usually it's the offense's fault, but this year it's actually the defense's fault. They're ranking 27th in opponents per points per games, 26th in yards per game, 25th in opponents points per play. They're bottom 5 in rush per play percentage, bottom 5 in opponent rushes per game. It's really the run defense. They're last in the league in opponent rushing touchdowns per game. So people are really just running all over this team, and it looks like they don't have any answers for that. So y'all tell me what's going on in Dallas. What needs to change? What?
Bill Belichick. I don't really know what needs to change. I mean, it looks like Jerry Jones spent all his last dollars on offense, gave all the money to CD and Dak. Maybe defense feels the type of way about that. Maybe they didn't come to play. I really don't know, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to spend too much time answering on this segment, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens as a result of this tumultuous season with Dallas. It would be awesome for America to watch Bill Belichick come and take over Mike McCarthy's spot.
You actually think that'd make a real difference? Serious question.
I don't think it'll make a difference, but I'll tune in because that's a defensive guru, right? And he's clearly vying out for a job right now.
Yeah, that'd be crazy to see him on the Cowboys.
That would be crazy.
It would be wild. It would be dope. Like, would that help? Probably not with the way he flamed out with the Patriots, but it would be interesting. I mean, a lot of players would probably want to come play for him.
I feel like a lot of players would not want to come play. This is my guy, but I feel like that might be team 30 of their destination choices.
I was reaching. I tried though. I reached though.
I would like to see Bill somewhere dope, somewhere like headlining. You feel me? Not like, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to see him coach Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I want to see him coach. Like I wanted to see him on the Falcons. I wanted to see him with the Cowboys somewhere dope.
Big city, yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
It's Vegas Raiders.
That's unfixable, bro. That's going to tank his coaching record for no reason.
You want to take away a black job, EJ?
Right.
I knew him, man.
Shouts out Antonio Pierce, man.
Don't get me started, Blake.
Shouts out.
don't get me started.
That's strike number 3, bro. That's strike number 3.
When we start playing those games, man.
That's strike number 3. Hey, there might have been subjects that was crossed off this list. We was going to talk about.
Hey, you want to talk about WNBA, Blake? You want to talk about the WNBA?
Hey, man.
Shouts out Cameron Brink, man.
Elite milk. 2%. Man, I think for me is they just don't got talent, bro. They don't got the talent on that side of the ball. Micah is the real one, bro. When is Micah gonna stand up and actually be the leader of that defense? Because he's not. It's not like I need him to like be the reason they stop the run, but I feel like the thing with Dallas is nobody holds anybody accountable. It starts with Jerry Jones. It's always been a problem for him. The team just doesn't get held accountable because they know the fame and glory is gonna come with it regardless. But Micah, like, bro, like you want to be one of these dudes. Like Like, stop doing what we doing. Get off the podcast.
Do the podcast.
Podcast Micah. Like, bro, if you watch his games, bro, he's missing gap reads. He's missing like assignments, and he's talking not trash, but he's talking sideways about his teammates and how people are trying to do too much. You the guy trying to do too much. I feel like he needs to lock in, and do what the hell he's supposed to do for the defense. Because besides that, they don't really got talent. Like you said, Blake, they spent their money on the stars. And they're the team that entered the league with one of the fewest like depths. Or they got one of the fewest, I don't even know how to say it, but they got very little depth on the team. So they just lost D-Law. They lost DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't know how they fix shit besides trying to outscore people, but even offensively, they could have signed Derrick Henry. They ain't do that. They got old ass Zeke to be the RB1. Like, they not serious, bro. They was just not serious this offseason, and it's showing. They decide to take the year off. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna take the year off.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, just piggyback off of what you guys are saying. I don't even want to spend too much time on it because we're talking about them because they're the Cowboys, but at the end of the day, they're just mid. They're mid as fuck, and they had almost an anomaly of a defensive season last year, and that just goes to show because they fell off a fucking cliff after the first who knows how many months, and they just didn't do anything to really ramp that defense back to where it was when we saw them have that crazy what was that, the opening game of last year. Like they never got back to that. And to your point, they spent all this money on CD, all this money on Dak, as they should have, but something's gonna fall off. And where it fell off was their defense, which they probably gave their defense more points than they actually really deserved. More brownie points than they really deserve, like we all did. And we're seeing the results of that. So the Cowboys mid-team, like it just don't even fucking surprise me. Like it's more surprising, I guess, that they're not giving us, as Stephen A always talks about, that false hope that that they usually do. Like now we going into the season not even expecting them to do shit. So that's a plus right there for fucking Dallas people. At least they're not expecting shit this year. But
the whole season's a win after that.
Yeah. Yep. Any wins after that is a cherry on top.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say that's the only. Sorry, I would say that's the only good thing about like Dallas being like pretty bad this year is like at least the fans know that they have no shot, so we ain't gotta really deal with any nonsensical Dallas fans this year.
Yeah, how long has it been since they've actually had no hope? Like not like where they've just expected like, hey, we ain't winning. We ain't gonna fool ourselves and win this shit.
Probably like the early Tony Romo years.
Yeah, it's been a cool minute.
Yeah,
it had to be 10, 12 years type shit.
They probably 15? Had hope like going into game one.
And it was they could turn it. The NFC's not like there's no standout teams in the league right now.
NFC East wide open right now.
It is.
Yep.
But it's just tough when you can't stop the run, bro. That's just one of the toughest things to overcome.
Commanders might run away with it though.
It just might.